Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what it is recently, but Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 2's pre-alpha have just non-stop been leaking. I gotta give a big shout out here to Nanny Coast. There's actually a full download file that you can get for each of the 4 zombie maps, the main ones for Black Ops 3. Here, Horizon Drac, you can see, was originally called Griffin Castle. Zetsubal, obviously the same thing. GK is Stalingrad. And then the craziest part was Revelations was known as Genesis. So you know Blundell was really trying to make some sort of biblical relation. Here we also have one of the original variations of how the staff actually looks for each of the staffs. Here you can also see this sort of variation of like the Wonderwaff kind of blunderbuss. Not totally sure how exactly this would have gone, but it's so interesting how they said that they wanted it to feel very similar to the Wonderwaff DG2, to have a very diesel punk look. And honestly, these original staff variations look really good. And then also, we actually have a preview of the DLC 5 for Black Ops 2. Moon was going to come back for Black Ops 2. So here's the variation in Black Ops 1. This is the version in Black Ops 2. And then also this is the finalized version. I am really glad that they decided to save this for Black Ops 3 because I feel like it just wasn't as good. But also, we actually have some leaked official gameplay from the files of one of the new Black Ops 2 modes known as Meat. And so the whole idea was you had a line in the middle, you would play in the tunnel, and you would essentially be able to throw meat over on the other side, and it was basically like dodgeball. I really wish that this mode came out, and what's crazy is we actually have some gameplay of how it would have looked. You can see this loading screen here with Richtofen's head. It just looks so amazing, and it looks so stylized to what the actual gameplay was going to be about. So here you have it. It's interesting because you can see like the floating death machines, the floating max ammo, and what would be able to happen was he's able to now pick up the meat, and then if you're able to hit the player 3 times from what I heard, you're able to win. And also you can see that when you throw the meat at the power-ups, you're actually able to pick up that power-up as well. So it's just wild how all of this was literally going to come out with transit, but then never did. You also have the super sprinters as well coming after you, so you have to be a little bit wary of these super sprinters. And bro, with so many players, with the 4v4, like with what Grief essentially set up, this would have been so much fun. And honestly, I really wish that this came out because this would have just been a really fun mode to have alongside. And here you can also see, we've seen this before with the Richtofen head being known as the meat as well. This was going to be coming out, I think, as part of Mob of the Dead as well. So it's just so interesting how, I don't know why all of a sudden in 2024, 2025, we're getting literally all of this gameplay coming back. And genuinely, it's just funny because it's like the zombies will hop over and start getting you once they get the meat. I think that's just hilarious. So yeah, it's going to be interesting because I think in the next coming days as well, we are about to get some massive leaks as well for Black Ops 3, just because people are right now going through the developer files and all of the hand log. But let's also check out some other stuff here because there were supposed to be 4 cut perk machines in Black Ops 2. Let's check out the first one here. This is from the official development file for Black Ops 2 with Electrolyte here. Makes players immune to electricity damage. So I'm assuming this was mostly for the electric traps. It just says, I just like the name. Also, if the player is caught in a group of zombies that are shot with the Uber Tesla, he would be fine. So it's interesting because Electrolyte seemed like the alpha version of Electric Cherry that then later came out as Electric Cherry. Handyman T, you need 1 fewer item for crafting. This would have been amazing. Honestly, it's just so sad that like we fully devolved from this entire setting and we just obviously don't need that. But for the older games, bro, for BO4, I would have taken that perk, bro. That would have been amazing. Dead Repellent, once consumed, about 50% of zombies around the player will ignore the player and go after other players. So I feel like this one would probably just be really hard to code it, and also would be completely useless solo. So I guess they just sort of decided to take this Dead Repellent and then make it into different gobblegums, like In Plain Sight or Now You See Me and whatnot. And then Bottomless Mug was the last one, where it starts working when players' ammo reaches 0. Interesting. So this is kind of like Bandolier Bandit we saw in BO4. It will solely give ammo out of 5 rounds per 5 seconds for a maximum of the weapon's clip size. Will stop working at a max clip size and will work again when ammo reaches 0. So basically, it just gives you one last never-ending clip, which is kind of funny because that just sort of ended up becoming alchemical antithesis. And then also here, we already have seen this. They have some leaks about the whole Black Ops 2 mystery box here. And what's also crazy here is you can actually see how they literally took from Google Maps when they were designing Nocturne Toten and in transit. There's a lot of the lore that was actually unveiled with this development document coming out that actually explains what actually happened with the whole storyline in the older games, the PPSH Hajishinruma, the PhD flopper pad, and Cosmodrome. Like, it tells you absolutely everything. So let's see what it says. I think a return to the prototype gameplay style would be great. Some of the more memorable zombie maps for me are the older ones where we had rooms with just 2 to 3 windows and an entrance. We have so far gone from that so much, so I fully agree with this. This is literally how they designed all of the Black Ops 2 zombie maps, with the idea of enclosure. Invariably, the entrance guy would need help once in a while, and then we'd keep the crawler window guy at the end so people could ammo up. Bro, where are the crawlers? Do the pap tasks and get perks. As round progressed, the room became sheer madness and great fun. Eventually, someone yelled breach, and everyone made a frantic dash outside of the door. It is just so sad that this is literally written in the development files for Black Ops 2, and it's gone. So it basically shows why they brought back Nocturne Toten into transit. They wanted people to relive that aspect of the original game, and it's just so sad because I feel like that is just fully gone. I mean, we don't even have barriers anymore, bro, for goodness sake. Where players understood where zombies were coming from and can hold down a location in a strategic fashion. See, that idea of, like, the tower defense of Call of Duty Zombies has definitely eroded over time. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, one of the coolest things ever, we have the pre-alpha variation of the Mob of the Dead intro cutscene. And so here you can see they grabbed it with a bunch of different sort of static models. We got Kravchenko here being Billy here, and so it's so funny because obviously the Warden is also Richtoff, and so you can see that ain't that swell right there. And then you got Michael, I think his name was. He's just chilling on the toilet. He's like, I'm doing good. And then obviously, okay, so the Warden isn't Richtofen. Oh my gosh. And then Bill is freaking Raul Menendez from the campaign. That is just so freaking funny. And then obviously, yeah, they didn't have any of the audio or anything like that. That obviously comes later. And then Weasel, I'm assuming, is that? Bro, no way. Dude, what? Okay, so yeah, all the placeholders come from Call of Duty and the campaign. I'm pretty sure. Is that Makarov? I can't tell, honestly. Maybe it's someone from the Black Ops franchise, because, I mean, everybody else is. Kravchenko is, Raul Menendez, but, yeah, I mean, that's pretty crazy. So, obviously, this is just, like, the super basic variation of how this intro cutscene was. It's just so funny to see this. The Warden is the zombie. Look at the way it's just so funny. But, literally, like, it's crazy that we're just all of a sudden getting this right now. Also, they got Deagles, bro. I was right, bro. They ain't got the M1911s. They got all the Deagles. And our brother is taking shots, man. And so, yeah, it's just crazy how all of this is somehow just coming to light. I don't know if it's just because of the developer documents or whatnot. Bro, are we in Revelations? What the frick is up with the sky up in here? Oh my gosh. But yeah, everything they had already set up. It's just so crazy that, like, the elevation from development from Die Rise to Mob of the Dead is literally the reason why I still upload Zombies content. It has been 13 years, I think, or 12 years since the actual Black Ops 2 Mob of the Dead experience released, and people are still interested, still talking about, bro, is sliding up in here, bro. Yo, chill, man. Yeah, and look at that. They even had it all modeled out, and obviously this is with the transit versions of the zombies. They didn't have the Mob of the Dead zombies yet because they just wanted to have it all placeholded. I really hope, though, that we start to see more Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 leaks, because I honestly think that would be amazing. Why is he looking like that? But ladies and gentlemen, that is the leaks. I guarantee you we're going to be seeing more. Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 leaks have starting to come out, and I think soon we're about to see some Black Ops 4 leaks.